eat, and our time is limited. I don't want to keep our guests for long. So thank you very much. I'll catch us along the way. So thank you very much for joining and for taking the time to be part of the session. So I will just introduce you to our guest tonight. Our guest is Melissa. She's from the side of SC Network, and then she'll introduce herself and give you a background of where she's coming from, what is it that they're dealing with, and then questions. You will keep the questions, then we'll ask the questions after the session. So Melissa, you can take over.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa from SCNet, which is Supply Chain Network. I'm the sales manager, and I just want to say like what we do. I also want to share my screen with you so that everyone can see what we do at Supply Chain Network. So I want to share my screen with you from the start as I go along introducing the company. So at Supply Chain Network, we basically do vendor management and procurement. In the procurement side of it, we have corporate partners and buyers that utilizes the portal. And once your company is basically registered on the portal, you would have access to all of these corporate partners and buyers. I just want to take you through our partners on the system. Some of them are listed on here and some not. The ones that are not listed on here are due to their company legislation that they're not allowed to be advertised on other corporates, but these are some of them that are on the portal currently. And they issue out their RFQs on the system. If you can see them. So with regards to doing vendor management and RFQs, we have a team that sits and speaks to these buyers and issue out the RFQs on the system. So I'm going to take you through to our RFQ bulletin. This is where our private RFQs happen. So if I open our RFQ bulletin, we cover 71 industry sectors, and each industry sector has RFQs and tenders. So every sector will then receive tender notifications coming from the system. This would then also come to you according to your business keywords that you put on your company's profile, industry sector, area that you're based in as well. So these are the current private requests that's currently on our system. And you are able to see the areas that they're in. You're able to see that the buyer, who they're from. And when responding to private requests on the system, you also then can use the system to submit online. If you see we have a response button, I just want to do a test for you. If I say respond, it will take you directly into the system. You're then able to view the request. So you are able to see who the buyer is, what they're looking for. If you go next, it would give you the address of the buyer. You can view directions, view the map. If I say next again, it'll show you the items that the buyer is looking for. So when you're submitting your pricing online, you use the system and you submit your pricing directly on the portal, and which you don't have to go to the tender box, you don't have to fill tender documents, everything is on there. The system automatically calculates VAT for you. So when submitting your pricing, you exclude VAT, the system automatically does that for you, and you submit directly to the buyer. This profile that is registered on the procurement portal is based on 100 points of data according to procurement rules. So everything that you do when you fill out a tender document, this profile is built on that. So if you see, we have a completion score. On that completion score, it tells you what you need to fill out. Everything that's exactly like how you fill out a tender document. You fill out that. The documents that are required are your BE certificate, your tax clearance, your workman's compensation, your public liability. We also have a feature where you can track who's viewing your profile, your activity, how many RFQs you receive in the month. You also have access to view which suppliers are viewing your profile. If you're able to see suppliers that view your profile or buyers that view your profile, if you click on their details, it will take you directly to the company that's viewing it. You are able to see their contact details, their email addresses, their branches, their enterprise documents, credentials. You're able to also share your profile to these other corporate partners and buyers. So apart from our RFQ bulletin, we also have the tender bulletin. So on our tender bulletin, if you see, you are able to search via industry sector. You're also able to use keyword searches. You're also able to search via provinces. We also cover countries in Africa and other countries as well internationally. We also cover tender towns. So you can use all of the filters. And then if you see in each industry sector currently, it shows you how many tenders are available. And then you are able to view them. I just want to use training as an example. So it'll open up all the tenders. If they have tender documents on them, you'll be able to view them. If not, it'll give you a email address or contact person that you can retrieve that from. You see, if you say full details, it'll give you the full scope. And all of the information that's here on this for tenders. Then I'll take you through to our home page. This is our home page. If you see, we have a live counter of active tenders available daily. So it shows you how many tenders we have on the system. Then it shows total companies registered, how many companies register on a daily basis, and active RFQs is the private ones that I've shown you. Then we also have an option where you can say learn more about the system. It shows you how many RFQs were processed on the system. It shows how many documents we have on the system. So even for suppliers searching for other companies, BE certificates, tax clearance, you are able to use the system to track that and find those documents as well. For companies, for example, that do auditing, you are able to use this feature. Then this is our home page. So if you want to search for products, you want to search for services, I just want to show you as an example. If I search engine, engine pops up. This is engine, the engine petroleum. You're also able to view engine's contact details, who's the correct contact person at engine. You're able to see their documents as I showed you, credentials, keywords, shareholders details, trade references, director details, and we make sure that our system is up to date. We also have a dedicated team that makes sure that the contact information for these buyers and suppliers are up to date daily. Then for suppliers that don't have a store, we also have an online store. On this online store is where you can put up your pictures, your pricing. Other companies are able to come in and view your store as well, and you can also share your store. I just want to show you the store. So here we have managed store, where you can add your items, everything that your company supplies, everything you sell, you can add it on the store as well. And buyers can come and buy directly from your store. So if you're selling uniforms, PPE, whatever it is, you can also go in and change the prices at any time. It's basically your own catalog that buyers and suppliers can view on the system. Then our directory shows you all companies in each industry sector and how many companies are listed on here. So that's just an overview of the system and the benefits that you can get once you are vetted and verified. So anyone has any questions or would like to see anything else on the system?
Okay, I think when you were displaying the store, your screen was not visible.
Oh, you weren't able to see it. Okay, let me share my screen with you again.
Okay.
Okay, is everyone able to see? Okay. So we have an option where you go manage store. So this is how your your store would look. So you can add items. You can select the industry sector. For example, if you're putting in PPE, you can say like safety or textiles and clothing. You can put in the description of the type of uniforms that you supply, the brand type. You can upload an image, so you can say browse. You can put in your price, quantity, product name, and buyers can then come and check out your store as well. And they can also buy directly from your store. So apart from you submitting prices on the RFQ bulletin, you can, and also the system also shows you in your industry sector. So if you put a specific industry or select multiple industries, if you come on and you click my sector, it will only then show you RFQs and tenders that's in the industry that you choose. So any further questions?
Okay, I'll first give it to the guys and then they ask the questions. Then I'll also follow through the questions so that everyone will be covered.
Okay.
So guys, you can open your mic if you have a question, then ask. Then I will follow through with some questions. Oh, okay. So the first one on my end, it will be the issue of how do like these guys because I know your system, but the other guys they don't know about your system in terms of subscription and how does the subscription work. You can explain that to them.
Okay. So when you register on the portal, we have a basic membership, which there's nothing that you can do on the system. You are able to view everything that I've showed you, but you aren't able to use the response function. You aren't able to see who's viewing your profile. We say you need to verify your profile. So on the system, if you register, your profile shows as a gray profile. Once you're verified, it changes to a red profile. We then notify all our buyers and suppliers that you're safe to do business with, and we do your vetting. So we check that your documents are compliant. We check your BE, your tax clearance, your workman's compensation. So we basically do our due diligence, and we make sure that everything is prim and proper on the system when you are vetted. And then we have different types of packages for like suppliers. So suppliers that only work in South Africa, we have a bronze package for these suppliers. For suppliers that want to work in Africa or wants more advertising on the system, like an advertising banner, we have a silver package. All our packages are annually. So our bronze package is 5,750 Rand. Then our silver package is 15,250. And then our last package, which gives you full access to the entire system, advertising, you viewing shareholders, directors, trade references, that one is 25,000 Rand.
Okay. So then we have people who have never done this, people who are still new, but they want to do and to understand like number one, how do they start? Because it's a simple thing for us to understand it, but for a person who have never done it,
Never done it before.
and yes, and like they can't even pursue those bigger tenders where maybe it's too like maybe it will require a bit of a capital of to have at
Yeah.
least 500,000, 1 million. Because remember with tendering you need to have a capital. When the supplier say
Yeah.
I need X quantity of these stuffs, you have to buy and then supply, then later on that's how you get a man. So what can you advise for people who are just starters and in terms of capital and
So
also the kind of tenders that they can start to pursue?
yeah, so we have RFQs on the system, which is the private tenders. It's not like the government ones so it's for quick turnaround time. So the private buyers issue out their RFQs and they expect like it to be delivered sometimes quicker than you expect. If you are also awarded a PO or you get a PO, we do have funders on the system whereby we can also issue an RFQ for you requesting funding, but you must have a PO in order for you to request funding. So we're also able to assist with PO funding on the system where we can issue out RFQs. So if that helps. Also, with navigation through the system, you have a dedicated consultant, which is myself, and there's another lady, Chardonnay. We guide all our suppliers on the system. Whenever there's RFQs, there's tenders, we send it through to you. We guide you when it's time to put your pricing in, right till the end. I also want to share my screen, because I've also had one of my suppliers recently sent me an email, so I thought I'd share that with you. I just want to share that email quickly so that everyone can see, like, the so this is one of the suppliers that sent me an email. If you see, she sent it to me on Thursday. She said, I want to thank you for encouraging me to join the SE network. And I had my very first PO number via your portal within 2 months of joining. And I'm so excited, and I'm very great. And she wishes for a great future, especially that she's a member now. She's able to quote unlimited RFQs. So with only 2 months of being on the system, she was awarded an RFQ. And I've been like dealing with her since last year, and I've been telling her to get onto the system. And the moment she joined, 2 months later, she received a PO. So it is quick turnaround time with the private corporates. It's not like the government, where you have to wait a long time to get awarded.
Oh, okay, okay, thanks. So in terms of building your profile, like is it crucial for one to have letters of recommendation in his or your own profile so that whenever you submit then get advantage because there are letters of recommendations there?
No. So when you register your profile, buyers mainly look that you have your company name, your contact number, you have your documents, your BEE certificate, your tax clearance. If you don't have a BEE, they tell suppliers to get an affidavit, so that's fine. Your documents and stuff are the main part, and your profile. So when you're building your profile, you put in everything that you can supply. So everything that your company supplies, you jot it down there, and your industry sector. That's when you'll start to receive the correct stuff from the system.
Oh, okay. So for guys like guys, there are guys that I know that are doing training stuffs, like they offer trainings, different trainings. So for those ones, how can they like, I mean, they also need to go through the process of having the company registered, the BE, because I also saw a lot of opportunities in terms of training. And with
Training, yes.
trainings, yeah, with the trainings, what I love about trainings is that you don't need maybe to know the training. Just they say they need someone to train people to do computer for 10 days or for 2 months. You just jump in and be able to
And you
basic
submit
that.
your
And also
proposal.
the issue, yes, yes. And like, do they need to be accredited by CEDA, or they can do those trainings even if they're not accredited by CEDA?
No, so if a company requires you to be accredited, then they will notify you. If you're not accredited, then they won't require that. If companies issue out their RFQs, they specify, they say, like, this is the type of requirements. If they don't require or have certain requirements, then companies can respond.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. So you also assist these guys in terms of invoicing, because remember, most of them, they have never done invoicing.
Before. So we assist them with submitting their pricing on the portal, but the invoicing would come from their company with their letterhead.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, you can also ask, because I also want to give you a chance to ask so that it don't becomes a two-man show. You can open your
Yes.
mic. You can open your mic and ask. Yeah, I think you can also display your contact details in terms of reaching you, how they can reach you, and also how they can access this site of uh, the company.
Okay. I'm going to share my contact details so that if they email me, and they want to get their profile activated on the system, then for the suppliers that are on this group and that email me afterwards and contact me directly before registering their profiles, I would be able to offer them a discounted offer on our packages.
Okay. That will be great.
Yes.
So I think you can display yeah,
Okay.
contact details there.
So this is my contact details. And do not use the info email. It doesn't come to me anymore. So only the one that says melissa.p.
Okay. So in terms of the online shop, do they have limitations on what one can display there, or there are no
No,
limitations?
no, they can put in everything on there.
Okay. Because one of the industries which I have also pay attention to, which is like it's so great, especially if you have the muscle to do the transportations one, because those ones usually, like I think last week I saw another one from Krill. They needed someone who will transport their workers, and the period of that tender, it was for 3 years. So which it was a good thing. If you get that, then you have a good deal there. So yeah, and it's a broad one, especially when you display it via industries, like as you have
Yes.
displayed
So
it.
on the
Yeah,
system, suppliers are able to choose up to 8 industries that they want to
yeah,
receive their tenders from.
yeah. So okay, and the factor that it's not like the other ones of government, because I know with government tenders there is a lot of work and a lot of delays in terms of settling the payment. So
Yeah.
yeah, I also saw that you have managed to distinguish between the government tenders and also the private tenders, which now it will be up to the person who's running the profile whether they want to go for government. But for me, government ones are so like they're draining, because someone must come to do inspections and this and that. But with these ones of private companies, like I doubt a person can fail to supply laptops. Let's say Sasol, they say they need 50 laptops. I doubt a person can fail to do that, because it's a simple task.
Yes. Same with like chemicals, PPE, safety wear.
Yeah, yeah. So, thanks. I think thanks a lot for your time, because I also don't want to keep you here for a very long time. I believe all the important factors are being covered. You didn't display the website to the page of the company. Or how do they search for it in the internet?
If they want to register.
Like if they want to search for the supply chain site, the website. I get it, when they want to register, they will first email you so that they will
Email
be
me.
able
Yes.
to get
Yes.
the discount and to yes.
And then if they want to just view the website, they can go on just Google and they can do SCNet.
Okay. It's fine. So thank you very much for your time. I think we'll have to keep in touch now and then, especially when one decide to sign up, because all these things they can't do them by themselves. They will still need the
Yes.
help from the site.
Okay, no problem. They can just email me
Yeah.
and then I'll assist them with registering on the system.
Okay, no. Thanks a lot. You'll have a peaceful evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Thank you guys for taking your time to join. I think all the important factors are being covered, and this thing becomes more realistic when now you are on the site. So you can go for now, but you won't be able to have access just to view LCNet, and then you'll be able to see the tenders and everything, but to access everything on the system, you won't be able to do that. You'll just see and have closure of what's going on. So you can do that if you want to check and then see. What I can urge is that uh, is another way that you can use to build extra streams of income. And I also see No Zippo. Thanks for joining. There are also tenders there for your site. You guys, you are on law. So there are companies there that they'll request for codes, for codes for people like you who are doing law. So I think it's one of the best thing there, because usually you find a company that needs a law assistant for a certain period, maybe for 3 years or 5 years. So guys, because I believe your work is that kind of work where you have client today and another client tomorrow. But if you know that you have a deal with a certain company, with that company you'll be having a fixed income while you are getting your clients there and there. So that you can do other stuffs while you are settled in terms of that income that come from the other side. So there are a lot of opportunities that you can pursue. You can start by small stuffs, like when they say they need a company to supply with PPE, you
Hi,
can go.
because I'm struggling on my side to hear you. I don't know whether it's my network or yours.
Okay, I don't know. You other guys, you're able to hear me so that I can try to climb over the tree.
Yes, we can. Yes, you are clear.
Okay, thanks. So yes, I was saying that you can go there, go for simple stuff. Like, guys, you can't fail to supply PPE. You can't fail to supply things like stationery. You can't, like, there are small things that you can start with. And for those of you who are doing WOMA training, you have your sessions like me, you can do trainings, especially now since companies are changing, they are more into tech. So you can apply and go and do a training in a certain company. It's all about invoicing. The game they changes up. It's all about invoicing, because it's a competition of invoices. So sometimes if you have someone that you can work with in terms of subscribing, you guys can agree and say, let's subscribe and let's make sure that we keep on applying, because there are a lot of industries there that you can apply from. So you will play around with it, and then you can go. Like, you can't fail to supply cleaning stuffs, like the cleaning chemicals. Some of you are even selling them. If I'm sure that there are people who are selling cleaning chemicals here, so you can do that. So yeah, it's one of. Okay. Mr. Mazi say struggling to hear me.
No, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. So what's
Yes,
wrong with the
I'm
network?
struggling whether it's my or the other people can hear you clearly.
Yes, but now I can also hear it clearly. Okay. Yeah, so that's it, guys. You can take your time and go through their site, and then you'll see how you decide. So if you decide maybe to subscribe, then you can contact your director so that you'll be able to give you that discount. They are also giving 50% discounts there. So yeah, you can do that. So basically, for those of you who have guys that you can think of that you can work with, then you can work with, and then make sure that you have all the documentations. Those documents are simple stuff. You just get a company registration, a tax clearance, CSD, go to the system and just CSD, then you're done, free to go. So yeah, that's it. So I don't know if there is anything that you want to ask before we go. Okay, it's fine. And lastly, guys, those tenants are not like those government tenants. I know government tenants, they have a lot of work. So the government tenants, they also do list them in their own site. But I'll prefer that you go for private companies and those simple tasks that they can advertise. The others, they will need someone to cut something for them, cutting trees, cutting grass. So even if you don't go there, just hire someone to go there and cut, and then you get invoice and then pay the person. So it's up to you how you'll want to do it. So thank you very much for your time. You will have a blessed evening.